revenge is one of our most primal instincts. They want to inflict struggling and punishment on these who have wronged us goes lower back to our days in the darkish ancient caves. Because films about turning a different cheek are a lot much less interesting than films about stabbing anyone via the cheek, there have been a pile of gorgeous revenge videos over the years. This is our listing of the high quality of the style handpicked for your viewing pleasure. Notably absent are videos which have a revenge aspect, however now not as the principal center of attention, such as Shawshank Redemption. After moving to Britain to escape from American viciousness, astrophysicist David Sumner and his better half Amy are tormented and exploited by local people employed to do development. At the point when David at last stands firm, it raises rapidly into a grisly fight as local people attack his home. This is Dustin Hoffman as you have never observed him. This is one of my preferred retribution films. It is unquestionably worth the buy/download. Man on Fire 2004. In Mexico City, the previous CIA professional killer and by a heavy drinker debauched man John Creasy is employed by the industrialist Samuel Ramos, with the suggestion of his old companion Rayburn, to be the guardian of his young little girl Peter and his better half Lisa. Peter changes the conduct of the cold Creasy, making him live and grin once more, and he feels an extraordinary fondness for her. At the point when the young lady is seized, Creasy promises to slaughter everyone answerable for the kidnapping. While this one isn't my most loved on the rundown, I needed to incorporate it since it has Christopher Walken in it, and any film with him is a film worth viewing. The Virgin, Spring 1960. Set in excellent 14th century Sweden, this is the grave, incredible tale of worker guardians whose little girl, the youthful virgin, is fiercely assaulted and killed by goat herders after her stepsister has summoned an agnostic rival. By an odd touch of destiny, the killers request nourishment and sanctuary from the dead young lady's folks, who, finding reality with regards to their past guests, get a chilling retribution. This Ingmar Bergman film won an Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Get Carter 1971. Get Carter is a malignant and flippant London hoodlum who comes back to his old neighbourhood of Newcastle after his sibling kicks the bucket in an auto collision. Carter, notwithstanding, is persuaded that he was killed, and starts an examination concerning Newcastle's criminal black market. At the point when Carter is requested to leave town by the followers of a shadowy horde chief, his dubious become affirmed, and he starts his ruthless retaliation. This film was named for a BAFTA, and it is around 1 million times superior to the 2000 revamp. Mad Max 1979. White-clad Max Rokitansky, Mel Gibson, spouse, father and cop turns judge, legal hero and killer after his closest companion, wife and child are slaughtered. Here we see the last long periods of typicality of a man who had everything to live for, and his slip into the pit of frenzy. With its surprising vehicle stunts, inconceivable bicycle pursuits and consistent ultra-viciousness, Mad Max is the wannabe headed straight toward retribution and insensibility. On the off chance that you have not seen this film, you should. It is a work of art. Carrie 1976. Carrie White is a timid little youngster who doesn't make companions without any problem. After her colleagues insult her about her stunned response to her absolutely surprising first period, one of them has compassion for her and gets Tommy Ross, a sweetheart and class hunk, to welcome Carrie to the senior prom. Then another young lady who has been restricted from the prom for her proceeded with forceful conduct isn't as excusing and plans a stunt to humiliate Carrie before the entire school. What she doesn't understand is that Carrie has otherworldly powers and major trouble is going to rise to the surface. Nobody figures out how to get away from Carrie's vengeance, and John Wick dilogy. American media establishment comprising of activity films made by Derek Kolstad and executive Chad Stahelski. The primary movie additionally included David Litch as an Unbound co-chief. The principal Job, the previous professional killer, excited for vengeance, is played by Keanu Reeves. The arrangement started in 2014 with the arrival of John Wick. It was trailed by a continuation, which was discharged in 2017. The two movies have been fruitful both basically and monetarily. The primary film got $88.8 million worldwide and has an 86% endorsement rating for Rotten Tomatoes, while the subsequent film got an 89% rating and gathered $171.2 million worldwide. When the criminal's child takes his vehicle and murders his canine, previous contract killer John Wick conflicts with the entire mafia to deliver retribution. Compelled to pay the obligation of his previous existence, John Wick on task slaughters a man whom he wouldn't like to murder, and afterward Old Boy 2003. Upon the arrival of his girl's birthday, Ho-Dae-Soo becomes totally inebriated and is captured. His closest companion No Ju-hwan discharges him from the police headquarters, and keeping in mind that calling home from a telephone corner, Dae-Soo disappears. In reality, he has been snatched and detained in a space for a long time. At some point, he is out of nowhere discharged, gets garments, cash and a cell, and meets the Japanese culinary expert Mido, and they feel an incredible fascination for one another. Notwithstanding, Dae-Soo looks for his captor and the explanation of his long detainment. While searching for retribution, Dae-Soo reveals profound mysteries from an earlier time. Kill Bill 2003. The lead character, called Eve Bride, he was an individual from the Deadly Viper assassination squad, led by her darling Bill. Upon acknowledging she was pregnant with Bill's youngster, Eve Bride chose to get away from her life as an executioner. She fled to Texas, met a youngster, and upon the arrival of their wedding was gunned somewhere near a furious and envious Bill, with the help of the Deadly Viper assassination squad. After 4 years, Eve Bride wakes from a state of unconsciousness, and finds her child is no more. She, at the point, chooses to look for vengeance upon the 5 individuals who decimated her life and murdered her child. Once upon a time in the West 1968. Straight to the point, a desperado is recruited by the amazing proprietor of a railroad combination to slaughter any individual who wrecks the undertaking. In any case, Frank battles with an inappropriate individual when he kills Brett, a landowner. After his passing, Brett's better half requests retribution, employing 2 mavericks to follow Frank. This epic artful culmination by Sergio Leone is number 18 on the Top 250 movies ever. Heads up and you will perceive any reason why.